Have you ever thought about how Lay's potato chips are made? Fresh potatoes from good fields are used to make the golden, crispy chips you buy in shops. Every step of the process is full of new ideas and care. Come with us on a tour of one of the world's most advanced chip plants. We'll learn all about how Lay's turns regular potatoes into the tasty, crunchy snacks we all enjoy. We'll talk about everything from choosing and washing potatoes to creating new flavors, caring for the environment, and even the interesting past of Lay's. Take a seat and stay with us. We're going to make snacks that you won't want to miss. The first Lay's was opened in 1932 in the United States by Henry Lay. Lay's started out as a small business, but it quickly became popular in the local market. It didn't take long for the company to grow, and new production lines were added to keep up with demand. Finally, in 1961, Lay's and Fritos united to form the Frito-Lay Company. 4 years later, they teamed up with PepsiCo to make one of the biggest snack food companies in the world. Lay's now has stores in more than 100 countries, and every day, millions of people eat their potato chips. Lay's potato chips go through a lot of steps before they even get to the factory. Lay's works with committed farms, and many of them have been growing potatoes for many generations. These farms were carefully chosen because they have the best land, temperature, and farming methods for growing potatoes. Lay's needs certain types of potatoes that are known to be the right size, consistency, and amount of wetness. Lay's helps farmers meet these high standards by giving them technical help, tips on how to do things right, and ongoing cooperation throughout the growing season. For a potato to become a Lay's chip, it has to meet certain requirements. The texture, taste, and way the chips fry depend on how good the potatoes are. After being picked, they are taken to the workshop and put through a strict checking process. Trucks are weighed to find out how much weight they carry overall, and then samples are taken out to be looked at visually and physically. In these tests, inspectors look for flaws in the skin, even sizes, and the amount of moisture in the meat. As long as the shipment meets quality standards, it goes on to the washing step. If not, Lay can reject it to keep up their high standards. Potatoes come from the field with dirt, weeds, and sometimes small rocks on them that need to be cleaned off before they can be processed. At the beginning of the cleaning stage, the potatoes are put into a big station with high-powered water jets that remove dirt and other impurities. So that the potatoes don't get hurt, this cleaning method is full-on but soft. This method uses water to move the potatoes from one bath to the next, making sure that each one gets clean. Because Lay's cares about the environment, the plant has water recycling devices that clean, filter, and use water again and again throughout the day. After being cleaned very well, the potatoes go through a sorting area. In this case, an automatic system uses sensors to find potatoes that are misshapen or have obvious flaws and throw them away. To make sure that every batch of chips is the same high quality, only the best, most regular potatoes are sent to the next step. After the potatoes are washed and sorted, they are moved to the peeling machine on moving belts. In the peeling step, an industrial peeling machine with rough wheels is used. With their rough surface, these rollers gently remove the thin skin on top of the potato while leaving the healthy layer below. The speed and pressure settings on the machine are fine-tuned to take just the right amount of skin without hurting the potato inside. The potatoes go through a second quality control check after being peeled. Visual recognition systems that are more advanced, which often use high-speed cameras, look for any lingering flaws, green spots, or other problems. As the line goes on, potatoes that don't meet the standards for visual quality are taken off. The quality control step makes sure that only perfect potatoes move on to the next step in the process. This makes sure that all Lay's chips have the same look and quality. The potatoes then go to the stand where they are sliced. Here they go through a precise slicer that makes pieces that are all the same thickness, which is usually between 0.8 and 1.2 millimeters. It's very important that the thickness stays the same, because even a small difference can change the cooking time, structure, and taste of the finished product. There are different kinds of tools on the chopping machine for making different kinds of chips. Straight blades make standard chips, and wavy blades make chips with ripples. Lay's cuts its potatoes to just the right thickness, which helps them be the right amount of crunchy and fluffy. The slices are put into a water bath so they don't turn brown from oxidation. Lay's makes sure that every chip cooks the same way by cutting the slices thinly and evenly. This gives fans the familiar golden crispiness and texture they've come to expect. After being cut into slices, the potatoes are soaked in a big pool of water to get rid of any extra starch on the outside. This is an important step that helps the chips fry to a more even golden brown color. Too much starch on the potato's surface can make them brown unevenly and even taste a little bitter, so soaking is important to keep the quality. The potato slices are put in an industrial drying machine after being soaked. There, they are dried by a controlled wind that takes away the water from the surface. Lay's carefully controls the drying process to make sure that the slices are just the right amount of dry, so they can be fried evenly without getting too greasy. Getting rid of the wetness on the chip's surface also stops them from soaking too much oil, which is important for the Lay's experience because it makes the chips lighter and crispier. The potato pieces that have been dried are now ready to be made into chips. They are put into a big pan that is full of hot veggie oil, usually canola or sunflower oil. The temperature is closely watched and changed as needed to make sure that every batch fries the same way. When the chips are fried for a few minutes, the starch in the potatoes caramelizes. This gives the chips their unique golden brown color and crispy texture. As soon as the chips are done cooking, they are taken out of the oil and moved to the area where they are seasoned. Lay's chips come lightly salted or seasoned with a wide range of spices, from the standard salty taste to new ones like sour cream and onion, cheese, and spicy chili. The chips are tossed around in a spinning drum, which helps the flavor stick to the still warm chips and cover all of them evenly. The warmth and action of the drum make sure that each chip gets the same taste without any extra seasoning building up. After the chips are perfectly made, they are sent to the line where they are packed. To make sure that every bag has the right number of chips, the packaging step includes carefully weighing, filling, and closing each bag. Using computer-controlled scales that are accurate to the gram, the chips are put into bags in small amounts. These units precisely measure and put the right number of chips into each bag, matching the weight written on the bag. After being filled, the bags are heat-sealed to keep the food fresh. Lay's also puts a little nitrogen gas in each bag, which helps keep the chips from breaking while they're being shipped. The bags are marked with information about the product, like what it tastes like, how much it weighs, and what nutrients it has. After being sealed, each bag is taken to the area where the boxes are put together. There, they are either put into cardboard boxes or stacked on stacks by self-driving robots to make the process quick and safe. The chips are shipped to shops all over the world after being packed. This makes sure that Lay's fans always have a fresh, crispy snack on hand. Once the bags are sealed, they are either put into cardboard boxes or stacked on crates by self-driving robots. They are then ready to be sent out. From there, every day more than 100 cars leave PepsiCo's plants to bring chips to shops in the US, Europe, and other places. In addition to making food, Lay's puts a lot of effort into research and development, trying out new tastes and products all the time. Experts try different flavor mixtures in special labs to keep up with what people want, and even with cultural trends in taste. A lot of quality tests are done on a new flavor before it hits the shelves to make sure people will like it. From production to packing, Lay's also cares about being environmentally friendly. To lessen their impact on the earth, they use packaging materials that can be recycled and technologies that save energy. One way Lay is committed to being eco-friendly is by returning water when cleaning potatoes. Every bag is made with quality and new ideas in mind. A single bag of Lay's potato chips is made through a complicated multi-step process that blends creativity, accuracy, and quality control. Lay's has stayed one of the biggest names in the snack business by choosing the best potatoes, making sure they are fried evenly, coming up with new flavors all the time, and using environmentally friendly methods. What kind of Lay's chips do you like best? Tell us in the comments and don't forget to like, share, and follow for more interesting videos about how your favorite snacks are made. Glad you watched and see you in the next movie.